Good morning, this is Shelby Law with the Great Basin Fire Potential Briefing for Monday, October 2nd, 2023. There are no significant fire potential impacts for the next couple of days across the Great Basin as the low pressure center remains in place over the area, keeping temperatures cool and keeping showers in the forecast. The past 24 hours of precip and lightning are shown here. We had some precip across the area and some lightning over portions of the eastern half of the Great Basin. There are some storms this morning currently over eastern Utah. Great Basin fire activity is shown here. Not a lot of wildfires to speak of, but there is some ongoing prescribed fire activity. Precipitation for the past 30 days is shown here with inches on the left and percent of normal on the right. Some areas across central Nevada and up into southern southeast Utah or southeast Idaho saw 300 to 400% of normal for the month of September. Some drier pockets out there over eastern Utah and portions of western Idaho. Overall fire danger is very low across the Great Basin today. This morning's satellite imagery shows that nice low pressure center right over the Great Basin. That's keeping temperatures cool and keeping showers in the forecast, especially over the eastern half of the Great Basin today. The 7-day significant fire potential product is unavailable right now, but it would show mostly green across the Great Basin. Again, here on the left, the low pressure center is in place over the basin today for cool, wet conditions. Precipitation is shown here on the left for today. Again, the precipitation is going to be focused mainly over eastern Idaho, western Wyoming, and Utah, with some gusty winds along the Snake River Plain. By late in the day Tuesday, that low will begin to move off to the east, bringing drier air in behind. But precip during the day on Tuesday will be possible over much of Idaho, western Wyoming, and northern portions of Nevada and Utah. Maximum temperatures are shown here on the left, with highs in the 50s to 60s, kind of depending on where you are, and a little bit warmer across the south. On Wednesday, we'll see high pressure ridge beginning to build in across the western U.S. for gradual warming and drying midweek. Minimum relative humidities are still pretty high on Wednesday, with those values in the 20s to 30s and even higher at the higher elevations. A little bit drier across far southern Nevada. Afternoon wind gusts are shown here on the left. Some breezy conditions across Idaho and possibly southwest Utah, but nothing of any concern. The 3-day precipitation totals are shown here. Again, the bulk of this precipitation is coming today as that low sits across the Great Basin, and that'll be over eastern Idaho, western Wyoming, and across much of northern and central Utah. On Thursday, the high pressure continues to build in across the western U.S., and we'll see temperatures gradually warming. And by Friday, that ridge builds over the Great Basin. Our temperatures will continue to increase quite a bit by Friday, with highs in the low to mid 70s as we head into the weekend. And again, warm and dry on Saturday with the ridge in place over the western U.S. Should be a really lovely fall weekend. And that warm and dry pattern continues into Sunday as well. The 7-day precip totals really reflect what we're expecting today and tomorrow, with really that low pressure system as it moves through, bringing precip to the eastern half of the Great Basin. The extended outlook for October 9th through the 15th puts above average temperatures across the entire Great Basin, with above average precipitation over the Pacific Northwest, and maybe we'll see some of that coming into Idaho and northern Nevada. This concludes today's fire potential briefing. We will be switching to our dispersion briefing beginning tomorrow. Please check back for that forecast.